What's up? What's up? What's up? I know that I might not get a lot of people tonight, but shoot, when did that ever happen? The show. We don't stop shows. We keep progressing. How y'all feeling tonight, baby? Let's get it in. Y'all ready? Monday night, getting raw. Well, that's a take it out. We got one person viewing so far. What's up? Let me know who's in the building. Let me know who's in the building. Party people, we trying to make it happen. I'm starting to think that I'm getting blocked from all my viewers, knowing that I'm live. But then again, my Ravens playing the Redskins, aka the Commanders. Rue is in the building. What's up, man? Let's start this up one more again. How you feeling today, man? How you feeling? Trying to get back on a regularly scheduled programming. Man. It's like it's trying to be one with the elements. Sipping on some Exa while smoking a cigar while trying to entertain and educate my peoples. So, in commons with, I'm smoking on a cigar, I'm drinking some liquor while I'm hanging with my niggas. How is everybody doing? Oh, yeah, man. Hey, James, celebrate to your dad. I'm raising a glass for him. Salute. Salute. Everybody give a salute and happy birthday. A happy heavenly birthday to his dad. Whoa! This is salute. This is for your dad, James. This is for your dad. I'm pretty sure he would appreciate this. Woo! Salute to your dad. I know how important fathers are in a man's life, even when he becomes deep into his adulthood. That wisdom is compulsory. How y'all feeling today? I'm glad y'all hanging with me. They got the Commanders versus the Ravens preseason. I mean, it's a hell of a game. I'm trying to be the hero, Dave. Trying to be. Some people won't let you live. Some people won't let you rise. They're, you know, um, I'm pretty much, how can I say it? Man, I won't even let you know. I got some great news in the ether. The doctor, known as Ronald Neal, in the building. Woo! Tony Davis. Woo! Hmm. I'm still wondering if you're the Tony Davis that I personally know. Haru the Apocalypse. To Trev. Oh man, we got GA. GA. Woo! I mean, don't worry, I'm still smoking a cigar. Man. Lose some of the shit right here. Just in case. For you, James, that's for your dad. Cheers. Gotta love it. Gotta love the beautiful kitchen, man. You gotta love the beautiful kitchen. Shout out to my little bro in the department, my little bro in blue. You know, a little bro in blue parent. Did a brother great. Took me out to DC. Dr. Neil will get this, will laugh at this one, especially. So will James. We went to this nice lounge where he had the tickets for, and the least attractive girl in there was a 7. How much am I benching? I don't know. Shoot, I'm somewhere, man. I'm somewhere. I still got a little bit in me. Maybe an old man, but I still got a little bit in me. So, I'm probably still in the fours for reps. The heaviest I ever benched was 5. We'll probably not go there. I'm still shoulder pressing, 120 to 150 pounds overhead. The heaviest I ever did was like 250, 275 from a snatch from the ground all the way up and pressed it over my head. So, your boy still got some strength. I've lost some pounds. I probably lost about 15, close to 20 pounds, man. So I'm looking leaner. When I look in the mirror, I'm just like, wow, I'm starting to get leaner. As promised, I'm going to talk to you about how many mothers are going to submit to the authority of their sons while they're aiding them and protecting them. I'm pretty sure, please, and salute to you, GA. 305 is not easy. 305 is not easy. I'm going to tell you this. This is near and dear to my heart. And definitely to some friends of mine heart. Because one, it's not about disrespect. It's about, does your son have the respect of being a man and making decisions? Are you going to respect that young man while he's looking out for you? Even though he's your son, are you respecting him as a man? Even with my child, he wanted to do boxing. I was like, yeah, but then again, I was like, let the boy be a man. Even with my godson, there's sometimes I let him have the leeway, but the leeway also says I'm still king, Kamehameha of this household, but I'm not a tyrant. Yes, the last decision is mine to make, but I teach them to make a decision, and I teach them to stick to that damn decision until they're ready to make an audible. Because one thing you learn in the black community, one of the biggest crimes is that too many of the boys are grown in single mother households and not taught. Jesus Christ! Thank God for cases on phones. One of the biggest crimes in the black community is that young black men are never taught to make a decision. They're never taught to do that. And then we wonder why we have such issues of decision making. We have such issues when it comes to leading a household. And this stems from being scared to be put in charge of projects in the black community. We, as black men, cannot suffer from such leadership handicaps. I'd rather you put me, shout out to Electrician 480, ladies and gentlemen. Whoo! The hardest working man in the trade business. Salute to you, fella. See, a lot of us are not privy to being in leadership positions because everybody wants to look at us as drones, as worker bees. And it's really upsetting for a lot of people to see a black man in charge. In too many episodes, we've seen black men in charge and they default to either black women or white men. I know this live stream is going to get people angry, or it's going to get people saying, damn, I've seen it too. But I've told you before, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing in life you'll understand, that only hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. Believe it or not, a large group of my subscribers are military personnel and law enforcement who have to be leaders even if they're not in supervisory positions. And one of the biggest things that we don't understand as people is that we are put, we are sometimes put in a position where everybody's depending on us, whether they trust us or not. See, there are so many times, there are so many times in a black man's life where we have to overcome touchdown Ravens. That's what I'm talking about. There are so many times in a black man's life where people will undermine us. They will look at us as underachievers. And look at this group now. You have a PhD in religion. You have an electrician, a master electrician. You have James Kills, who's been in the trades. You have so many men of various backgrounds who are leaders, even not in title alone. The only time people want to look to us is when things go wrong. But see, leadership isn't the person who tells you what to do. That's a supervisor. A leader leads from the front. A leader is the person who says, it's my fault. I'm going to take up for my troops, my officers, my personnel. But I got to ask you one time, maybe even more. How many mothers are going to submit to the authority of their sons while protecting and aiding them? Hey, Dr. Neil, how you like the title to that? There's too many people who are invested in the disfranchisement of black boys who will be black men. There are too many people who are radically against leadership of black men. They want the body to stay strong, but they want the soul and the mind to stay weak. I, for one, do not believe that black men should wallow in a period, environment, or place of obsolescence. Let me let me change my avatar and put the good clothes on. Put the good clothes on, ladies and gentlemen. Put the good clothes on. Nah, 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 nah. Put the good clothes on. Put the bow tie on. Shine an example of the bow tie. Sorry about that, folks. But there's too many people invested in not a black man running his family, his community, his city, his state, and his country. If I've shed blood and I've given up blood for my community, why the hell do I not have a voice in it? And this is prominent in the black community. Very prominent. Where young black boys are not even given a damn chance. They're not even looked at as someone who's worthy of leading. Why? Is it because you're afraid? Is it because you're scared? Why? Why is it that you keep me in a place of servitude? Why are you so comfortable of keeping me in a place of subordinate? Shout out to Instructor Mike on YouTube, the former police officer, law enforcement officer himself. I was on his live stream today. I shot him my email. Hopefully he emails me back. But I'm going to try to contact this brother, and I want to do a collaboration with this brother because he inspired the title of this. And I have to give all credit due to another brother and fellow firearms instructor. A man like myself who's been formally trained in law enforcement and tactics. And he's during one of his shorts, when I was looking at his shorts, he inspired me. And he said, take the incident in Chicago about a month or so ago. And think about it. If the son had the gun and was properly trained in firearms, and he seen his mother in trouble or potentially in some trouble, and he had his gun at the ready, not pointed at anybody, but his finger at touch point, his hands folded, gun pointed down, but quickly enough to point it at whatever threat that's presented. And what if he would have told his mom, "Come on, Mom, let's go. Look, bruh, we're sorry. You're not going to do that. Come on, Ma, let's go." Would she submit to that boy's authority? Because at some point, we got to say, is he a boy or is he a man? Especially since a lot of us in this so-called community that's called black do not believe in fathers being an essential part of the family. And I mean, I'm a college dropout, which I'm finishing up in the next few months. But I do quote and toot myself as an intelligent being. Why would you put yourself in a dangerous position in the first place unless you had that boy present? Hello. And just to let y'all know, like, share, subscribe, donate to the Cash App. See, this is what we need to fail to do. And we have a fail to acknowledge. I am not a pit bull. And yes, if you raise any animal correctly, they will be loving and compassionate. We had the pit bull Justice, and we still got the cat, Macho Picchu, and we have my godson has a female pit bull named Bambi. very energetic. She's a puppy, very energetic and still a baby. She's affectionate, just like the cat's affectionate. If I could train an animal to be affectionate and compassionate, do we train our boys in the black community to be as such? Why would it be so hard and tumultuous for that mother to submit to the aid and authority and protection of her son? And for all my faithful listeners, what's the first rule of protection? Please, somebody tell me in the chat. What's the first rule of protection? For those of you who are new, I'll answer it for you. The first, somebody need to be my scribe for tonight, because we're going to get down to some deep shit. The first rule of protection, shout out to F Holiday and Blood Boiling, SLN Fitness. The first rule of protection is obedience, submission to the rule and law. You must listen to me in order for me to protect you. And all protection does not start with physical. I'm going to repeat. Somebody need to be my scribe and copy down what I say when I hit some bullet points. The first rule of protection is obedience. If somebody can please jot that down in the chat for time immemorial. The first rule of protection is obedience. For example, if I'm in a 25 mile per hour zone and I'm doing 65 and I injure or kill myself and or someone else, that is my fault because I did not adhere to the rules set before me. That's right. Get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. The second rule of protection is that protection costs. Somebody put that in the chat, baby. Protection costs. I don't care who you are. Protection costs. And to pour a little half cup. Protection costs. Protection is never free. I might have to do my little octane list. Shout out to the Master Teacher BGS. The third rule of protection is, what does the protector get as a reward to the cost of his life? We getting down to the nitty gritty, folks. I may not be a PhD, but guess what? It's not my first rodeo teaching people. Whoa! The third rule of protection, what does the protector get that equals the cost of his life? Because there are so many situations, as much as I love my mom, and I had to ask, why does my mom act like this when she and my father divorced? Why does she act like this? And I had to think to myself, what's going on? And shout out to the electrician for the $20 holla, baby. Shout out to the $20 holla. Gotta salute that brother. Always faithful, man. And I I appreciate you, bro. Guess what? Even on days when it's not a pay week, man, you F Holiday and some other fellas, man, y'all look out. I gotta give you my all might.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
Salute to that brother again. Remember, I'm demonetized, so I don't get super chats anymore. So, Cash App it is, brother. Mr. Wong, $20 wham. A salute to you, while you working, man. If it wasn't for guys like you, America would be in a shit show an even deeper shit show and shithole that it is. And there are some rules I may even come up on the fly that makes absolute sense. The fourth rule of protection is, folks, what is the responsibility and the reward of the protector? That's the fourth responsibility. What is the responsibility and reward for the protector? Because we already know the first rule is obedience. The second rule that it costs. What does the protection get to the equal cost of his life? What is the responsibility and rule and the reward for his protection? The fifth, how much do you really respect and value the protector and set protection? Let me ask my audience right now, am I making sense with these rules? Am I making sense with these rules? Let me know. Give me a yes or who in the chat if I'm making sense. If I'm not making sense, say hell no, Sergeant Faulkner, you're not making sense. Even though in my security firm, I'm the colonel, I'm the highest ranking person, but in law enforcement, I'm going to either be a sergeant lieutenant because I just accepted a position to be a sergeant lieutenant for another department. We're working out the facts on the 30th. So that being said, so far, how many, and I do mean how many, of these young boys, shout out to F Holiday, damn right, got a list of Charles Faulknerisms that even include she was finer than Froghead. The fifth rule of protection. How much is the protection and the protector appreciated? Yes. Yes. Do you treat it as something special, like a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, an anniversary gift, or do you expect this shit day to day? And thank you to Trev, because the 1st of September, I'll let you know what my official title is going to be for this new department. I'm still keeping the security firm, but I'll let you know what the official title is going to be at this new department. The 6th rule of protection? Is the protection and the protector efficient in his duties? Come on, people. We learning today. We giving you PhD level shit today. PhD level. How effective is the protection and the protector? Yep. Yep. Somebody put that sixth rule.
Wow.
I want you to talk to the people for a second.
Hey, people.
That's the Padawan.
People, hey. Yeah, I mean, I'm here
Who's that?
Bella.
What's up, Mello? Two of the Padawans. People say I'm a Jedi Knight. No, motherfucker, I'm a Jedi Master. I know how to use the dark and the light. That's what she said. Light skin and dark skin powers activate. Since Mello, tell people whoa that they can hear you.
Yo.
Let me ask you something. At BlairCon, how much leadership did I put in y'all hands?
A lot.
90%.
A lot. It's a lot of times where you stepped off and was like, look, y'all handle that. Let me see how y'all take care of the situation.
And when's one of the biggest moments I stepped off and y'all handled the situation?
Lost child.
Lost child and the executive protection.
Because if you ever noticed and picked up, there's little critiques I had when we were taking the celebrities to their rooms. What was one of the critiques?
They don't touch any doors.
They don't touch doors. Number one, they don't go through the room or hallway first.
Right.
They don't touch doors or elevators. When you get to an elevator, you look left, right, up, and down to make sure it's safe to get on that elevator.
Yeah.
One of the proudest moments that I didn't have to tell y'all that I observed is that y'all had every end of the hallway and door covered.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't know, the agent and Cree Summers and Rachel True told me, y'all was so efficient. Here's the seventh rule of protection. Does the protector teach the next generation of protectors on how to protect? So, I'm going to ask this question again. Somebody put that in. Does the protector teach the next generation of protectors on how to protect? That's the seventh rule.
I gotta write this down.
It's in the chat. I sent it to everybody.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you this part. As a person who's the CEO, the founder, and the commander, because everybody was new to my unit, my firm, of course I had to be more hands-on. Next year, I'm going to be a ninja. Thank you, Broken Blade. I'm going to be a ninja. There's shit that you got to understand that, one, smooth as shit. I got to handle command decisions that affect the entire unit. Next year, we on some whole new nigga shit.
Oh, yeah. We on some Lamar shit.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Are y'all law enforcement? You goddamn right, nigga. Guns out, guns blazing.
Yeah. We on some Lamar shit. You gotta pay us more now. We didn't already show that ass. You feel me?
You know, you already got the MVP. Hell, we even gave you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We found missing children for you.
Facts.
We stopped fights before they even happened.
Facts.
Your celebrity said they don't want anybody protecting them but our team.
How that staff said it too.
Even your staff.
Even the staff. Even better than the actual hotel security that they hired.
Y'all didn't even hear this because I didn't even tell you. the police officers in that area were so impressed that they said, "Hey, we back.
Go.
Man, be sit."
Yeah.
That's how you know she obedient if she sit right at that line. Eventually, she'll get it.
She usually do it, but I told her this.
But see, this is the fact and the principle of protection. Your mother has to know, okay, I got to listen to my son.
Yeah.
And what happens in the black community, we stifle our boys and say, I don't have to listen to you. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Shit.
Bullshit.
I remember my mom told me she had an argument with another lady who was her neighbor. And I told my mom, get in the house. And I said, matter of fact, come back out the house, Ma. Y'all going to stop this petty bullshit. Y'all neighbors. You never know when you're going to need each other. You respect her. She respects you. Shut up about this shit. There's bigger shit. Mello in the chat. Shout out to Mello. Hey, how's it feel? Oh, yeah, speaking of Mello, he's one of my other guys. One of the first people I actually trained in firearms. That he at 19 years old, Maryland State gave him his permit to carry so he can work armed for my company and others. So for all you detractors who said, you know, I'm just pocketing the money, you can see that I'm giving young men opportunities to make more money. Baltimore City can't even fuck with me right now. I'm giving more black young men opportunities than the fucking than the Negro College Fund.
Yeah, no bullshit. No bullshit.
So when people ask why is it so important to be a protector, it's because without them protectors, society falls. What number we on? We on number 8. That's the 8th rule. Without the protectors, society falls. Not just your mom, not just your dad, not your brother, your sister, your grandma, your girlfriend, little Mary Susan Rottencrotch. But without protectors, society falls. That's the 8th rule. Without protectors, society falls. Are we tracking, folks? Am I making sense? Let me know if I'm not making sense with these rules, man. I'm 41 years old. I'm not an old man, but I'm not 21 either. I still got another 20 years of fighting in my blood. But hopefully I can just settle in the command position before that. Yes, I am the guy who still wants to put on his boots, put his fucking gun in a drop holster, put his S-Band tune, which is the wooden nightstick on a swivel that I can swing like a motherfucker. I still am able and capable of getting me some. But I got to look out for the young men and teach them proper. Here's the 9th rule. Without proper training and discipline, protection fails. And please, Broken Blade, when the show's over, please put this in the community tab, rule by rule. And I appreciate you, bro. Without proper training and discipline, protection fails. See, you got to understand something. With young Mello, who'll be 20 in October, he didn't have firearms experience. The first day of training, he had the weapon in his hand. You know what it was? It was to respect the weapon. He did 2 hours straight of taking the magazine out, racking the slide 3 times, looking inside the chamber, looking away, looking again, finger in there, checking to see if there's no round. He did it so many times. He performed it so many times that guess what? When we went to the range and fired live, it was automatic, and I didn't even have to tell him anything. Shout out to 2 Trev. Thank you for the congratulations. Like, share, subscribe, and donate to the Cash App people. Shout out to everybody, because this Baltimore Commanders game is a hell of a... This is probably better than most fucking regular season games. God damn. 28-29 Ravens. Excuse me, 28-26 Ravens. You got to understand, folks. Here's the 10th and final rule of tonight. The protector must be respected and held to a higher standard, but held to a higher level of respect at all costs. Trust me, the rules are coming in and out. There will be more rules, by the way. The protector must be held at a higher level of respect and accountability at all costs. Are there certain privileges that a protector gets? Yes. Is that protector going to have a higher level of respect and privilege than all others? Yes. But goddamn sure that protector is going to have a higher level of accountability and responsibility than John Q. Public. If we do not hold our protectors at a higher level of respect and privilege and a higher level of responsibility and accountability, then what the fuck are they doing it for? One of the first things that they taught us in the military and the police academy, in basic training and the police academy, you got a lot of privilege, but man, do you have a lot of responsibility. Can I get a woo for that for everybody in the chat? Woo! When I was 17, when I joined the military, they told me, you may not be old enough to drink or smoke in your country, but you were old enough to kill or die for it. Woo! Excuse me for a second, folks. Here we go, since we're going to do it right. Whoa! Whoa! I may not get the viewership that I got last year. Oh yes. In the words of the Macho Man 2 Trev, do not degrade the champion at any time. And I'm glad you put that up, because one thing people respected when I was in my wrestling competitive days, hey, you never know, I might get back in some of them, is that people respected and feared me because they knew how protective I was of that championship status. You're a black man in a predominantly white sport. and you're dominating not only in your city, in your region, but also in your state. And then you had the audacity, you had the black ass audacity to go to Germany, Amsterdam, and Russia to get a bronze medal there, nigga. You must be the shit. The reason why this held heavy on my heart, and shout out to Instructor Mike. If you're not a subscriber to Instructor Mike's channel, please do, because he inspired me for this live stream. Because in the black community, we do not hold our protectors in the highest of esteem. We do not treat them as somebody or someone that is of great of importance. Because I'm damn sure if fathers, uncles, grandfathers, godfathers, god-grandfathers, mentors, teachers were held in high esteem in this community that we call black, the amount of joblessness, hopelessness, and anarchy would not persist. But they don't hear me though. I don't give a damn if I got 14 to 1,400 people listening to me. Tell me where I'm lying. Anybody listening to me, tell me where the fuck I'm lying. See, it's the champion who makes the championship important. It's the person who puts his dick in his nutsack on the line. What did Scarface say? My word and my balls, I break neither one for nobody. Yes, that may be vulgar, but guess what? We're grown men drinking liquor and smoking cigars. This is how real men speak. You cannot break me, I'll break you. And if Dr. Neil's still in the chat, please, I really want you to be on the panel for this one. Because gone too long are the days of boys transitioning from childhood to manhood. And the only person who can transition you into that factor is a man. You are not a man, not because your mom says you're your man in the house. It's because another man respects you and puts you through the crucible to be so and to do so. This is why I do not believe in the bastardization of men. Dr. T.S.N. Johnson got away from them. Got off from talking about the misandry that these young boys face in higher academia. Think about it, folks. Think about it. There are so many lost boys out there who were never given an opportunity to lead, never given an opportunity to believe in themselves and have someone believe in them. You would think in an episode like Chicago, in that Carry Out, where she will be very careful and respectful. I have my son in the car. There are many a times I had my son when he was much younger in the vehicle, and I had to respect my son being there. But there's many a times I had to tell my son, if anything happens, you duck behind the seats. Because daddy's got to invoke the god of war. My son's 16, he wrestles and boxes. And trust me, he can take care of himself. But at the same time, even though you're capable of taking care of yourself, you have to have the responsibility of knowing when to act and when not to act. And let shit ride. That may be the 11th rule. Matter of fact, Broken Blade, that's the 11th rule. A protector should know when his protection is needed to take action or when his protection is needed to make haste. A protector should know when he's needed to take action or when to make haste. Because I think that's one of the biggest things in the black community. We do not actually make a difference. There are sometimes you need to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of Dodge. Sometimes you need to apologize because an apology will get you out of a lot of shit. You have to know what battles need to be fought and what battles you need to apologize and get the fuck out of there and make haste. Oh, are we cooking tonight, fellas? Ladies? Are we cooking tonight? We grilling. See, this is the part where I'm going to talk to the ladies for, because they're going to be the ones who's going to say, you let that guy did this? I said, shorty, you didn't understand. We were outnumbered. You damn right, Broken Blade. You got to know when to hold them, and you damn sure know when to fold them. Get the fuck out of there and count your money. Kenny Rogers told you this shit. I've made it clear to any female that I'm with. There are times I'm going to give you the keys to the car unless you drove. Get the fuck in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get the fuck to the car. Start the car. Because if gunplay is needed, I may have to jump through that fucking window. Roll the window down because I may have to jump through it. Unlock the doors because I may need to be in that motherfucker. I may need it. I told my ex in the department, I asked her this one question. If you and I were married and we had kids, my kid and whatever other kids we create, if somebody came into the house and I go downstairs to do battle with the insurgency or the infidels, what is your job? Well, I'm going to come down there with you. I said, excuse me? Well, I'm going to come down there with you and help you with the problem. No, that is not your job. Your job is to get our kids out there and protect my legacy at all costs. The future is more important than the present. Sorry, that's the 12th rule. The future is more important than the present. That's the 12th rule of protection. The future is more important than the present. Why do I need you to come down there? Yes, you should be armed, but you should lock the door behind you. Get the kids in a room. Get a safety net. Get whatever you can get. Some bed sheets tied together. Get the fuck out of the house. Take the babies. Take the kids. Get the fuck out of the house. Call for help. See, the problem is too many people don't know their role. Too many. Too many people don't know their role. Too many people want to say, hey, I can fight the battle with you. Sometimes you got to say, all I'm going to do is get in my protector's way. I'm going to listen and I'm going to support. Uh-oh, that might be the 13th rule. The 13th rule is the protectee should be in a position to support and follow the instructions of the protector. Damn right, outlaw. You damn right. Hit that Cash App, people. You getting some PhD level shit right now. Getting that PhD level. Hit that Cash App. We getting some PhD level work and protection. That's the 13th rule. The protectee is in the role of support and adherence to the protector's needs and commands. Think about it. Take Chicago, for instance. That young boy said, Ma, I got the gun. He got it. Folded. He's not pointing at anybody. He's pointing to the ground. Ma, come on. I got you. Ma, come on. I got you. Get out there. Sir, we apologize. Come on, Ma. Let's go. At that moment, his mother should have listened to the needs and got the fuck out of Dodge. Fuck that food. Fuck them. We'll come back in an hour. It was not safe. Why? You don't know who the hell's in the car with him. You don't know if he's armed. You don't know what his mental state was. The most important thing is for you to get the fuck out of Dodge. You're not a mechanized army. You're not built to fucking have extending battles. I thought we already did a 12th rule. Oh, shit. That might be the 12th rule. My bad. If we didn't come up with a 12th rule, that's the 12th rule. That's the 12th rule. And that's very key right there. A lot of niggas don't know the difference between protection and cannon fodder. A lot of people don't. Oh yeah, I'm keeping up with the with the Ravens and the Commanders. That was a good ass game. But you got to remember, it's only preseason, even though it's probably better than most preseason games. How many of y'all want me to open up this channel? Come on. Whoever wants to get in and talk, please. Don't forget to hit that donation box, because guess what? I'm giving you some real intuitive shit right now. Outlaw 720 said a lot of dead dogs. Or if you're Baltimorean, Dougs. A lot of dead dogs behind not knowing the difference. Of course. Of course. There's a lot of people who don't understand the rules of protection. And I've given you 12 different rules of protection. And the rule is going to increase tremendously. I dare one detractor to tell me where I'm wrong in any rule. And we just did 12. Well, you got to think about it. Antoine Bolden should have been a Pro Bowl receiver, but the year we had Antoine Bolden, we said fuck the Pro Bowl because we went to the Super Bowl and won. One thing about the Ravens traditionally, we're gonna have legendary tight ends, CBs, and linebackers. We're gonna have Pro Bowl ready guys like that. See, the link is in the chat, so anybody who wants to join the conversation. Hopefully Dr. Neil is still in the building. I would love to hear what you think about what I just stated. I would love to hear what Dr. Neil thinks. Because a lot of people don't ever put into the position that, look, being a protector is not an easy business. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. There's a lot of people. I'll even answer that for you. I have a question. What's your opinion on FNF getting demonetized? All right. If you want me to answer this, give me a woo, and somebody please donate. Please donate and give me a woo in the chat, please. Because I was going to talk about this later in the week, but I'll give you my opinions now. Please donate. Please give me a woo. This is my opinion of Fresh and Fit being demonetized. I am a person who's defended the Constitution of the United States for 24 years. Okay? If I stayed in the military, this would have been my 24th year in service. And that's not even including my years of being in law enforcement. I do not think that anybody should have their freedom of speeches revoked. I spent over 2 decades, nearly 2.5 decades, defending the right to freedom of speech. I may not agree with a member of the Ku Klux Klan may say, but once you start fucking with people's right to say things, remember, karma is a boomerang. When you throw it out to someone else, it's going to come back to you. Do I think that they played some bullshit and some foul shit trying to demonetize other people's channels? Like the lead attorney? That's some bullshit. Should they be demonetized? No. I'm demonetized. See, people forget that freedom of speech. I'm gonna say this. Notice how people like Cynthia G can stay making money, and I mean damn good money if you have. People don't understand. There are times for my super chats and cash apps, I've made damn good money, and I'm considered a smaller channel with nearly 4,000. And there's months I made some damn good money. Some days, some months better than others. Imagine what you could do from 100,000 plus subscribers. I want you to think about this. 100 plus subscribers. You're paying that bitch mortgage. You're paying that bitch car note all in one fucking live stream. But yet, she can say something about aborting black male babies and talk about genocide of her own race. But I could come out saying something about a critique about how modern women do not appreciate modern men, or how young boys need to join the military, police, and fire departments, and also getting in STEM, and my black ass can be demonetized. So for all my programmers out there, this would be a very huge and beneficial time to come out with something that has a streaming service where black men can speak freely. I don't even give a damn if it's a Mary Brown. I would not condone taking away his right and his freedom of speech. You know why? Because I've never been afraid to debate a motherfuckers on what they know or what they think they know. Guys like myself, Cerulean, Angry Man, Grinch, BGS, Dr. T, and others debated these people. I don't know how many long people have followed me. I've debunked Cynthia G personally with one question when she was on BGS, live streams years ago. With one question: what's the opposite of a beta male cone? And she couldn't answer. She refused the answer because she knew at that moment she was stuck. I'm a good damn chess player, and I'm an even better wrestler, which is human chess. I'm going to give you 3 moves, but guess what? I already predicted what the 4th was going to be, and I had you stuttering.
Big facts. I seen that. Hey, yo, Charles, you pulled up on other females platforms by yourself, bro.
Yeah. And how did I do, James?
Demolished it. No, let me say names. That was a catastrophe. You pulled up on it was Hen up there at the time. It was Concrete Rose. You named her Concrete Face. I remember that, bro. Come on, bro.
You know what's funny about that? After that same stream, Concrete and her husband gave me Facebook friends. You know, and I'm still friends with them to this
Wow.
day because they were like, you know what? You made me think differently. And salute to Concrete and her husband,
Facts.
Erlen, because shout out to them because they were like, you know what? Now I see what you're talking about. Salute to you. So I gotta salute them ladies. Because number one, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna use your words. I'm gonna use your thought process, your ideology. I'm not afraid of what a person. I am not from the generation that needs a safe space. Put me where it's the most dangerous so I could thrive. A warrior is not afraid of war. A warrior is afraid of being dishonored. Okay? Because
Yes, sir.
people forget the highlights of Manosphere 2.0. That was the time. See, Manosphere 1.0, because I'm really telling people right now, we're in 3.0. Regardless of what whoever says, and there are people I love and respect, and hell, me and BGS disagreed on some shit. So for some of them people who
But wasn't 3. I don't mean to cut you off, but when is it like 3.0 was like the Mike War with Kuda, right?
the 3.0 started like when 3.0 really started when the PhDs started to get here. You feel me? 3.0 was when you had heavily degreed men come into the space to confirm everything that we talked about in academia. For those of you who think, oh, Charles don't know what he's talking about, yes, the fuck I do. That's when 3.0 started. When you started having guys like Dr. Tiason Johnson, Dr. Neil, Dr. Green Gorilla, Dr. Dunbar, Dr. Nicole Ali, that's when 3.0 started, because now we were on a different level. Because now you start seeing professors in academia confirm and test the theories of the 2.0 and confirm what we were saying was true when they gave us the statistics and all the factual information that we knew all along and presented it in written form. That's when 3.0, in my humble opinion, started.
Okay, so 4.0 was the Mike Wars. Maybe 4.0 because you remember it was like the Mike Wars when everybody was like, with DJ Kuda was like, people need to get their production together.
Well,
when they was going back and forth with Kuda and
that's still 2.0.
Fantastic.
That's still 2.0 because.
Oh right, okay.
3.0 is when you went every time. This is how I judge things. 1.0 is when they started to get the conversation started. 1.0 was the start of the conversation. That's like you getting the girl's number. Boom. 2.0 is when y'all go out on dates and you might be physical, you might be getting a little attached to each other, you start to get to know each other. 3.0 is when things are getting serious. And notice nobody took it seriously until you started getting intellectuals involved, scholars involved.
That's a fact.
Have you noticed, and this is something that a lot of people have not noticed, have you noticed the detractors of this space has not had one single intellectual come on and start a space. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I've been watching from the clouds.
You have not had an intellectual confirm what our detractors confirm.
Nah, these detractors don't even fucking turn on their cameras, bro.
You have people like the so-called queen maker pick and choose her rhetoric. It can't confirm shit.
Fam, we counted. I was on Fantastic. I don't mean to cut you off. She had 21, almost 21 failed relationships. Shouts out to Fantastic, right? Say what you want to say about them. We counted that shit. It was 21 failed relationships.
Here's the funny thing about Fantastic and myself. I was on Bernard Raleigh. There's sometimes I don't agree with Bernard, but there's sometimes I have to give Bernard his credit and be like, damn, nigga, you spot on. And there's times Bernard said the same for me. The greatest validation I had when Fantastic said salute to you, Officer Faulkner. We may not always agree in the past, but there's some shit I listened to you in the clouds and you were spot on. And I had to say, you know what, Fantastic? I had to give Fantastic his props and his flowers because he was spot on with shit. That's how men do.
That's a fact.
And that's
say that again, bro.
That's how men do. Because guess what?
What?
What's the old saying in the hood? Real recognize real.
That's a fact. And every time, let me say this though right here. Every time Fantastic said about you, I made a video about that nigga. I made a video on my first channel called The Fella Fantasia.
Even though I was
calling that nigga Bubba. You remember Bubba Jr.?
Yeah.
But that's how the Fantastic though, yo. He already know, yo. That's the bro.
Because there were times when me and the General, when we first met in these YouTube streets, we yelled at each other, cussed each other out. Shout out to Raining Woman, because she knew how to use her feminine energy. Was like, hold on, fellas. Charles, this is the General. How you doing, General? General, this is Charles. How you doing, Charles? And kind of find out the reason why we were at each other's necks, because we were the same type A personality motherfuckers. And that's my boy. He at E9 in the fucking army. I gotta salute my brethren.
What's an E9?
That's a command sergeant major or higher.
Damn, yo, he definitely is a decorated soldier. Salute to the General.
So you gotta think about it. When a lot of his soldiers end up with their fucking enlistment, guess where a lot of military personnel come? They come to the police or the military. So he's given me a lot of the soldiers he nurtured, and he's giving them to me, because when I go to my orientation on the 30th, I'll either be a sergeant or lieutenant for another police department. So go ahead.
That's the messed up thing, man. I've been to join the army, man, or like maybe like a different branch, but I think that's like the greatest thing that I regretted was not joining the military.
And this is why do you think I tell young black men get into the military? I don't believe in that shit about the military ain't for a young black man. Bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because every boy needs a life of adventure. He needs training. He needs substance. He needs to get the fuck out of mommy's womb and know what type of man he is.
Big facts.
It's like WWF, because we old enough to remember WWF, or currently WWE. What did Shawn Michaels say with Hulk Hogan? I just got to know. It's not okay. There's times when some of my wrestlers, want to wrestle around with me and see if I still got it. Because you know what they say? I just got to know where I stand. If I can,
Facts.
and I'm okay with that because I was the same way. That's the Cash App for anybody who wants to know if they don't see the ticker.
Hit the Cash App, y'all. Hit the Cash App, and y'all need to go to Child's Fighting the community wall because you said something powerful on your community wall. I don't know verbatim. Can you like talk about that too? How you was talking about like I'm not gonna quit right now. Like it was long though. Feel me? Pause.
I mean, I
But
was giving
it
bars
was
in that shit.
powerful.
I was giving bars in that shit, wasn't I?
Oh, you was giving bars. What? Yo, it need to be a new name for bars.
I was giving bars. I
I
was giving
called it
like
like a powerful like scars, revelation, a manifesto on top of bars.
I'm gonna read it
And
because
I shared it.
I'm gonna read it because I'm actually looking at it now. People ask me, Charles, why don't you retire? Why don't you quit? You've done enough for God and country, more than what we can ask. What more can you give? My response? I still got too much fight in me. I got a son. I gotta take care of him. I'm not ready to give up the championship. I can't quit. You heard it? I can't quit. I don't understand
Facts.
or comprehend what quitting is. I don't give a damn what people think about me. I don't give a damn how YouTube will shadow ban me. I've influenced so many people to go into the military and police departments for nearly 20 years to build my own legacy. My legacy has been sealed a long time ago. But my chapter is far from being done. My fire will not be I will. Excuse me. Let me repeat that. My will never be conquered. Fear the old man in a profession where the good die young. Sorry.
And you inspired me so many times, Charles, man. I did a video with my talking about my father, you know what I'm saying, and different situations, and I was like, I will never in life, just because I've been to certain things with my father, I will never have him. I will never keep assets away from him from my children. You know what I mean? From my daughters, bro. Never did it.
There's shit.
So I made a video like before his birthday. I made that video probably on a Friday, and I posted it on a Sunday. And people left. I got like 3 subs or whatever that left. But I'm glad that I got rid of the trackers because that was a powerful video because I came from brothers of y'all stock. You, Angry Man, LAR, Grinch, BGS. So a lot of people can't take it, can't take this type of tone.
I'm gonna tell you, James. A lot of people don't remember when me and a lot of people in Angry Man's camp were beefing. So I went to Grinch's camp and I was like, look, we're men. You don't gotta always agree with me. I ain't gotta agree with you. Come on my live stream and let's prove how black men can work together even when we don't agree. And you know what Grinch did? He blessed me with coming through. And we buried the hatchet.
Big facts.
That's how real men react to situations.
I was in the clouds that day.
That's how real men see people when they meet me in person. And last week, which was funny because I listened, it was a guy at the pool, at this pool event at the Merritt Athletic Center in Canton in Baltimore. Rooftop bar, rooftop pool, jacuzzi, everything. Pretty women, big asses, nice titties. And the dude was like, wait a minute, I know your voice. What's your name? My name's Charles. What's your last name? My name's Charles Faulkner Jr. He like, yo, you knew BGS? Nigga, I know BGS personally. He was like, yo, I listen to you all the time. Said I appreciate that, man.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this right here. Y'all are the new rappers, bro. People don't watch TV no more, and they said this on Anton. When Anton interviewed Angry Man, and he was like, "Yo, we are y'all are the new rappers, bro. People don't watch TV no more.
You know, I
YouTube
gotta
is the
say,
biggest thing since the Super Bowl."
I gotta say this because I know for a year I was on some fuck Anton shit, but a lot of people don't know Anton's one of my Facebook friends too. That he actually apologized for some of the shit he said about me, and he said, "Yo, I gotta give you respect." When you walk in a respectful masculine frame, people are gonna respect you, man. Shout out to that dude. So he is him when it comes to computer. AB Media. Woo! Don't forget, AB fills in for them. If I can't do it or Art of Bitmore can't do it, that's where the Coliseum is gonna lie, is with AB Media. He's been doing a good job for the last 3-4 weeks, man. If you're not subscribed to AB Media, please do so right now. See, that's another thing. I'm not afraid to put everybody over. See, the one thing you hear about me, yep. See, I'm not afraid to put other men over. I'm not afraid to give other men their flowers. If I don't, I know the world won't.
That's a whole fact. And people could say whatever they want to say about Anton, but he have a chocolate relationship. He reminds me of Bill Cosby with his Gucci sweaters. Yes, I maybe didn't like him at times because in the beginning he probably was dressing like Angry Man. Everybody was like got in these spaces like, oh, he's trying to be Angry Man or whatever the case may be. But as years goes on, man, that dude is married to the same woman, bro. He got one child, bro. He been with this woman for almost 20 years, bro.
So
He ain't go to Japan looking for nothing or whatever. I'm not trying to hate on the passport bros, bro, but he went out there with his family, bro.
You know what dudes
You gotta give
respected
that man his flowers, bro.
You know what dudes respected about me? Even Dennis Sperling. I got my son. He boxes, he wrestles. I even taught my son how to do some submission wrestling. You know what so many dudes did to me? And there were conversations I have offline with a lot of your favorite YouTubers, man. When Dennis told me his son was in jiu-jitsu, I said, you know what? You do that, man. Your son will love it. Like, do you know how many young men I've influenced in the last 20 years to go to the military and police? And they got benefits
No,
from
I
it.
don't even know the numbers because you been doing this, bro. Like you don't talk about, bro. How long the Charles Narford up? I mean, you and Cerulean been putting this manifesto together, bro.
It's been years, man. I'll even put a copy in the damn chat. Because a lot of
Bro, I
brothers,
couldn't even read all of it. See, I don't want to cut you off, but pause. But I read some of it back in the day. Yo, you really got to take some time out of your day. It's like you got to put your woman to the side, your girlfriend to the side, turn off your phone, your gadgets. It was way before anybody was even thinking about this, and they was going against it, bro. Y'all went through hell.
like, niggas don't even
Now
know.
look at it.
Niggas don't even know. Even Dr.
Nah, yo,
T,
y'all been through some shit in these spaces, bro.
even Dr. T said, hey, I looked at your shit and I had to build off from it. And I respect that.
What?
And I respect that. Even Dr.
Yo,
T
I
said,
love that dude, bro. I love y'all. I love that dude, yo. I'm on his Facebook page.
me too. And he said I had to build off of it. And it's like, yo, I'm glad a guy like Dr. T, you know, that's the Great Faulkner Initiative in the chat for anybody who wants to read. If you want to add on, please do. We're introduced by, hold up. We got to do it proper. Hold up, where is it?
By the power of Grayskull.
One more time for the snowman. This motherfucker told cancer what?
By the power of Grayskull.
I know I'm a geek, but one more time. How many times?
Yeah, me too.
Hold
Me
up,
too.
one more time. How many people do you know that said I beat cancer's ass?
By the power of Grayskull.
Hey, yo, fam, I found out something maybe you don't know, though. Maybe you do know. I found out they got a dark-skinned He-Man action figure from way back in the day.
But just in case, for some reason, the government said that a guy who's handicapped, 100% disabled, isn't able to get his benefits. He's fighting a war with the legalities of disability insurance and benefits. Tell them support the snowman if you can. Don't forget, snowman in the morning with cold. Oh man.
I love it. Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell you
What up, bro? What?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I know it's a preseason game, but that was a good ass game between the Commanders and the Ravens.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not even ashamed of that shit. That was a good ass game. And people don't understand. People forget how good the Battle of the Beltway usually gets.
Yeah, man. And fuck that. It ain't the Commanders, it's the Washington fucking Redskins.
It's the Redskins. Look.
It's the Washington goddamn Redskins.
Look. Native Americans was not offended by.
No.
If somebody would have called the Ravens the Raven Blackskins, you think I'd be offended? Hell no.
Hell to the no.
Thank you for acknowledging my skin tone.
Listen.
That'd be an honor.
Listen, it was a black man that designed the Redskins logo.
Exactly.
It was a black man. This is what people don't get. It was a black man that
Get out of town. I never knew that though. But I don't want to stop the bill.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging my skin tone.
It was a black man that designed the Redskins logo. As far as I'm concerned, and I've said this on my show, I've said this to Charles, I've said this to anyone within earshot. Growing up, for me, it was the Washington Redskins, period. That's how I've always felt.
That's a fact. I never seen nothing like it. I didn't know what I was watching when I was seeing Tony Montana and Jerry Rice. Like, yo, that was phenomenal. I know y'all go way back than me. Pause. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as a kid, just seeing that, because I'm a diehard. I'm from Rochester, New York. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always be a Buffalo Bills fan through and through my veins. You know what I'm saying? I even delete people on the last Super Bowl. I deleted people, but don't say nothing about the Buffalo Bills, but I will delete you off my Facebook post, and I did it. Like,
Listen, man.
I'm not
Listen, man.
playing.
I'm gonna tell you what's
One of
funny,
my,
right?
I'll tell you this, brother. One of my favorite quarterbacks of all time is Jim Kelly. Period. Anybody who knows me,
And he beat cancer. And he beat cancer.
yes, he did. So me and Jim Kelly have something in common.
I'm gonna tell you what. A lot of people don't understand Redskins history.
Right.
Because when the Colts left, a lot of Baltimoreans became Redskins fans.
Mm-hmm.
Closest team. When they won the Super Bowl with a black quarterback,
1988, January. Matter of fact, people who don't think I know my football history, remember the date, January 31st, 1988, Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Doug Williams, yes, that Doug Williams set a Super Bowl record for passing yards in a quarter.
and remember, there used to be a little stitch about black quarterbacks can't win the
Yep.
big one.
Yep. Absolutely there was. Absolutely there
But
was.
Moon changed that, didn't he? Didn't Moon change that back in the day?
Well, Moon never won the big one.
No.
Right.
He got close.
But he had yardage.
Canada. Now he won championships in Canada.
Yeah.
Dude, he
gotta
won
remember.
5 consecutive Grey Cups.
You got to remember, people talk about Baltimore. People forget when the Baltimore Stallions was a Canadian Football League, we won championships there and we won the NFL championships, not only in the Colts, but the Ravens and the Stallions.
Yep.
Wow. Never knew that.
Only when the CFL expanded, only American team to win the Grey Cup was the Baltimore Stallions. They did it in 1995. And they took down the number 1 seed Calgary Stampeders to do it.
Now remember, people forget we're just as much as a football town as much as we are a baseball town with the Orioles.
With the Orioles. 1983, baby.
Think about it. I was here for the first and so far only UFC event.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'll post pictures when I'm posing with Uriah Faber and UFC legend and former UFC light heavyweight champion Chuck Liddell.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people don't even know.
Get out of town. I would love to meet Chuck. Oh my God. I used to play the UFC game. I'm talking about the first one that came on PlayStation, like what, 2? Some shit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little known fact.
I had all them games, bro. When nobody in my hood was playing UFC back in the day.
Here's a little known fact that even the Snowman knows. Our buddy Matt Shanahan, who we still good friends with, before I got hurt with my ankle and foot, and before COVID, I was supposed to do a charity pro wrestling event with one of his good friends, Dan the Beast Severn.
And I was supposed to be there for that.
And he was supposed to do the play-by-play.
Yep.
I don't even care if I would have just took the L to Dan Severn or if I would have won. But guess what? Matt was like, dude, we got to get you at a charity event. We want you to do it. I said, and I've done a workshop with Dan the Beast before.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it'd be such a fucking honor.
I've had the honor of having not only Dan the Beast Severn on my show, but Diamond Dallas Page also back in 2015.
Diamond's a good dude, man. Good dude.
Me and DDP cut up for a good 30 minutes.
But that's another thing that we need to do. We need to do some old school pro wrestling on a Sunday or Saturday. Get some old school wrestlers up there and be like, dude, one of my favorite, they say you should never meet your heroes. The reason why I got into collegiate wrestling was because of Bret Hart's technical ass. I spoke to Bret Hart for about an hour, nearly 2 hours, and he impressed me even more.
Yeah.
The first thing he said, y'all need to get rid of some of those y'all need to get rid of them racist bastards in y'all police department. I said, you know what, Bret? Right on.
Well, Charles, let me thank you for that awesome intro you gave me. That's really appreciated, because a lot of people don't make it in their battles with cancer. I've spoken to a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people don't even know. There's an old church hymn that that I was raised on in third and second grade. I keep holding on to you, Jesus. I'm gonna keep holding on. Yeah. I'm gonna keep holding on. And see, a lot of people be like, Charles, even I thought I should quit this YouTube shit when I got shadow banned. They not sending me.
Man,
Remember when
every day I think that. I told
remember,
man, every day I think, you know
you
what?
remember when I was averaging 150 subscribers a fucking live stream?
Right.
The highest I did was 800. And no shot to any of your favorite Luffy YouTubers. I was doing that when they had 10 times the subscriber counts that I did.
Yeah.
And, and I was averaging 400. When I did my salute to Kevin Samuels when he passed.
Yeah.
I stayed at the highest 850, maintained 670.
Yeah, you were maintaining that easy.
You got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
When a little East Side boy from Baltimore who dropped out of college and an Army vet has inspired young men to say, I want to go to the military.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the police department, the fire department. I want to go into STEM. And I said, you got to stay the course. See, the problem is nobody tells black men stay the goddamn course.
Well, I'll tell them. There's a fellow, Jason Joseph, who is very, very dear to me. He's on now watching through my channel, and I'm going to say this right now, and JJ, I hope you hear me, and I hope anybody that's aspiring to be a great play-by-play caster will hear my words. I'll take you under my wing. He just hit 900 subs. I'm trying to get to 800. I'm trying to get a little help for tomorrow because I got some running around. I got some running around to do.
You know what you need to do? Every time there's a major game, you have the game playing with the words in the back, or like you have the radio playing.
Yeah.
You give your play-by-play and your analysis while the game's live. Dude, you're gonna have so many motherfuckers listening to you.
Oh, I just wrapped up a game that I did. Astros and Red Sox.
Mm-hmm. Especially football, because that's shout out to the Sugar Man, who beat Sterling in the UFC Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, people laugh at me and be like, "You're not Ric Flair, nigga." And my little brother in blue, Pern, we went to DC, and the least attractive woman was a 7. We were styling, we were profiling. Women
you were doing all of that. You were doing all of that, man.
Women were choosing us when we couldn't even get through the front fucking door.
Right.
We were styling, we were profiling. See, what a lot of people don't understand is when you bring some levity and some reality of who you are and what you are to the game, that's what counts. Hold on, I'll be back.
It is what counts. That's exactly it. That's exactly what counts. What's up, Outlaw? When you bring the real, it's something my friend Victor always says. Real recognizes real, and that's the truth, folks. Real recognizes real. Game recognizes game.
That's what the fuck counts. People talk about, well, I can't make it in life. Nigga, did you try first? Did you try first? Guess what? This YouTube and this live stream business is not easy.
No, it's not. Listen, Matt, Charles, and I want y'all to listen carefully. I've told this story before. I will tell it again. Matt Granahan, Charles, and I only planned a 30-minute conversation. And the other point is, Charles, you remember, we had planned to tape it.
Yeah.
We had planned to tape it. We weren't going to air that live, but something inside of me hit me with what we were doing. And at the last second, I hit the live button. And the next thing I know, we were on for 3 hours.
Yes, sir.
We were on for 3 hours talking men's issues and the issues with with child support. And all three of us are dads. All three of us are fathers. I had just, in essence, become one. I had just become one in 2013. And unfortunately, like I told before, I lost my daughter when she was 2, but it still counted. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I am a dad now. I am a very proud dad of the children that I have through my marriage. And I had someone today ask me, "Don't you call them your stepchildren?" No, I call them my children.
See,
These are my kids.
when a man takes responsibility, those aren't your kids. Those aren't your stepkids. Those are your kids. My father don't look at my stepmother's kids as their stepkids. Those are his kids. He raised them.
These are my children. These are my children. And with Jody was a foster mom for a while, and Cheyenne and Sam and Carmen, I met them. And when I met Carmen, her kids like surrounded me after I took a nap, and they looked at me and they said, "Okay, you're a grandpa now," and I'm proud of it. I'm damn proud of
Blessings,
it.
man. I'm trying to get to that level. But I want to bring this on the table, fellas. Right? I just had a conversation with my mama, right? My sister, my mama's sister up here, she's from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, right? She up here right now. So they about to have a cookout for her. And then she wanna invite my mama my mama called me and she wanna invite my kid's mother to the function, right? I said no. Charles already know that situation, whatever. They talking about bygones, we buy all of that whoopla shit. I said I got some new women. I want to bring my new women through.
Mm-hmm. And there would be,
I don't want to go down that road. And then I don't know. So I even told my mom, I'm like, yo, you don't even know what situation she in. She may got a man who don't want to allow that. And I'm cool. I'm cool with that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the kids, bro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Long the kids come through because I got an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old, bro. Long they come through is cool, but all that extra stuff, nah, bro. I had to put my foot down real quick, bro.
When you shake hands with your son's mother, her new dude, there's no. I'm not in competition with this shit. I'm good. I'm Gucci. She thanked me. She thanked me when shit was bad. You know, she thanked me when he graduated the 8th grade. She knew that she couldn't do it on her own. She knew that. I don't have.
That's a big fact.
And I mean,
You know how they trying to manipulate the situation, talking about all of that old school. Well, it ain't really old school. It's classic. It's the classic manipulation tactic of, well, my aunt from New Jersey. Yo, I'm cool with my ex-husband and his wife, and we have family functions, and that's y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there. I'm like Steve Harvey. I ain't there yet.
Yep. Yep.
What the fuck is you talking about? I'm like the dude from MTV.
They're trying to make you feel bad.
Oh, gaslighting. The gaslighting tactics, you think?
Like a motherfucker. Listen to what they're saying.
Down, I'm talking about deep down South women. These are deep down South women from South Carolina, Johnsonville, South Carolina, Dirt Road, South Carolina women.
Hey, look, I lived in North Carolina. I get it. Listen, AK, I get it. Okay, I know about those deep South women. Trust me. Matter of fact, You know what, AK? I told this story before. Charles knows this story. Some people in the chat know this story. But Jody and I, my wife and I, went to cookout one day because she had an hour for lunch. She said, "Come get me. Let's go to cookout and let's have some lunch." Cool. I picked her up. We go through and Jody was driving. We go through the drive-through, and you ever go through, Charles? Let me ask you a question. You ever go through a drive-through and you knew that you were going to have some issues with the person at the counter at the drive-through?
Yep.
That's what happened. Because when she spoke, she had this rough voice. And to show you how smart my wife is, when we placed our order, we start driving around. Jody looked at me and said, "Get your card out quick." And it didn't register with me until we got close to the window. And I saw the fingernails out the window. Man, I was reaching for my wallet so fast. I was reaching for my wallet.
Oh yeah, you know I'm an ignorant prick, right? Because I'd have let my lady pay for it and said what? I'd have said what?
Well, that's the thing. Jody wanted to buy lunch that day. She wanted to buy me lunch. She wanted to buy me lunch that day, but she heard that woman's voice on the counter, and she's like, "Get your card out quick." So
But do you think that's like a tick to us? Like, what do you call it though? Other than a tick, it's like I don't know the word to use when we see shit like that.
You just used the correct word. Shit.
Hold up. I told Charles this before, right? I told Charles this story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Charles remember this story. I was like, yo, I was smashing this one chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after I smashed her up, though, right, I went to the bathroom, right? Like, yo, you know how after you smash a chick, yo, you still groggy. It's like about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Your eyes all fucked up, and you go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, then you see a weave on top of the goddamn toilet stool that looks like a goddamn rat head. They don't know that's like fuck my whole diameter up. I thought it was a rat.
No.
I left the fucking house, called a cab, and just bounced on. I didn't go back to the bed. I put on my clothes, called a cab, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and bounced. Left her ass there, ass naked. I don't give a fuck. It's like a phobia now. Every time I see something, like, do you know how many weaves I see laying them? Do you? Okay, they talking about, oh, we wearing fake beards, or we wearing fake braids in our hair, or whatever. Do you see fake beards in the middle of the fucking road? I see weave all over these fucking roads. I got a phobia. Fuck you mean?
Fake gray hair, huh? I'm 51 years old. You can't fake this.
I need to go to motherfucking therapy for fake ass weed. That was a scary sight.
Once in a while, I gotta die my shit. You gonna guess my age, bitch.
Man, people don't believe. Listen, Charles, people don't believe I'm 51 when I like go to the gas station or something and get some gas and get something for Jody. They would look at me and I'm goofing around, okay? I'm goofing around with everybody. One of the clerks recently, when I went to Casey, said, "How old are you?" I said, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." And she kindly guessed 40. I looked at her and I said, "Honey, you as old as one of my children. I'm 51." And I thought she'd fall out.
Oh, yes.
She looked at me and went, She stumbled for a moment, and then she went, "You're what?" I said, "I'm 51." And she said, "There's no way you're 51." I said, "I'm every bit of 51. Trust me."
Yo, my therapist, right? Shout out to my therapist, man. You know what I'm saying? She looked at me and was like, yo, I told her my age. She was like, hell nah, you lying. I had to pull out my ID, bro.
When I was at DC, I was on my Ric Flair shit. One chick that I was 30, she thought I was 29, 30. I said, bless your heart.
That's what I tell some. That's what I tell some of these women now. It's like you're as old as my children.
And she bad too. She bad, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yo, but I would never do that, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people going through what they going through. I would never
Yeah.
date nobody. Cause I dated, I don't like you were saying, Charles. Like I don't know who was saying it, yo. Maybe it was you saying it, yo. Cause I'm doing a lot in the background, but it was like, know what I mean? You people. Maybe it was another panel I was on. Like, yo, stop smashing all the females at work. Like I was that guy, bro. I was that guy, smashing not smashing everything, moving, but like. I'll take you in the women's bathroom and knock you down real quick, or I'll put your ass on a gurney. I'll hit you up in the janitor closet real quick. I'll find a place though. I always had me like a little spot.
Man, there were days I was slinging. There was days I was slinging dick like Conan slings a sword. Well, then again, that was kind of lazy.
I was that way.
Separated from her husband.
I was that way after my first marriage.
He was legally separated from her husband, man. She was like, and I was her first too. Man, she was like, it just gets better with time, and it keeps on.
Hey yo, I was so devious. I put the chick on the phone, bro.
I gotta tickle y'all with this one, boy.
Oh
When
boy.
she was done, it was like this. You're gonna laugh at this shit.
Let's have it. You know you're gonna have to visualize that now, Charles.
Oh yeah.
You realize that.
Oh yeah.
I'll
I
have
gotta
to find that
hold
clip
on,
for
hold
you.
on, hold on. Oh yeah, and it's funny because my father was like, "You'll never know that he was 66." You know, shit. You got
Wow.
one more time for the one more time, okay? Shit, since you asked for it.
I did.
Boy, that was actually on point with the visuals.
Yep.
I mean, shit. You can't even hate it.
No.
Nah, yo, cause I had that toy back in the day.
Man,
I had that.
Charles, I owe you an apology because
I'm gonna teach you, Snowman and James. Look, go to the Super 7 website. They got the collectibles.
oh nice.
Super
Get
7.
out of town.
Look at Super 7. They got the new and improved joints.
Wow, I need to get back into that though, yo. I had the Tonka truck, yo. No, right now, if you got the Tonka truck, that's in the box, yo. That's 20,000, bro. The Tonka truck, that's 20,000 right now. Still in the box. Facts.
You know something, Charles? I owe you an apology because I had planned to bring Jody and I to BlurredCon, but for financial reasons and for the fact that I got sick, we couldn't make it, and I didn't realize what weekend it was. It was after the 4th, and my kids were here, and I had got sick. But I had something planned. I'll have to save it for next year. Before we go west. Charles knows what I'm about to play. But where is it? Here is what I had in mind for BlurredCon. Y'all, this is just audio, but this is the idea I had in mind.
Here it comes. Television's most exciting hour of fantastic prizes. The fabulous 60-minute prize is right. Aaron Woods, come on down.
And of course, Charles would be inviting people to come on down.
Heather Street, come on down.
Dude, you know what BlurredCon's motto next year is?
What's that?
You know, it's called Summer Madness. I'm gonna bring my loudspeaker, and we're
Wow.
gonna play Kool and the Gang Summer Madness. But I'm smoking a cigar, drinking some fine liquor, and hanging
Well,
with
my nigga.
my nigga. We're gonna play.
Hey, yo, Charles,
This
let
is
me give
what-
you your flowers. Great. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. Do you know who you remind me of, though? But you remind me of these people with credentials. Let me emphasize that. You remind me of these people with credentials.
Oh, he's got
You
credentials.
remind me of Muddy Waters, the dude used to howl for Cadillac Records.
Oh yeah.
Let me
You
finish.
remind me of that dude, my nigga, and so many other motherfuckers, yo.
Let me finish this. Let me finish this, because when I finish this intro, Charles will know exactly what I have planned for BlurredCon, and I'm saving this for next year. Like I said, Charles will be the one calling the contestants down.
Franklin, come on down. You are the first 4 contestants of The Price is Right. And now here's the star of The Price is Right, Bob.
And that would be me walking through the door.
That's a fact. Charles was young in these spaces too, man.
If you and
People
Jody
don't
would
know.
have walked in on that, y'all would have won.
Say it again, Charles.
If you and Jody would have walked in on that, y'all would have won.
Believe me, I've expressed this because she asked me, you know, who would you want to hand you the microphone? I looked there and I said, you, baby. And also,
Man, y'all don't know, man. Charles always been that dude, bro. Like, yo,
yes,
he been that dude from like, he was probably like 30 something in these spaces kicking hella shit, knocking down doors off the hinges, military experiences, wrestling experiences, and changed the game in the manosphere. He was young in his prime. He's still young, bro. He was
He's still in
30
his
something,
prime.
like 30 kicking hella
I'm
game.
still in
Like
my prime,
every man was in his
nigga.
30s.
That's the thing. Charles is
I'm
still.
still
People
in
don't
my
even want to
prime.
give that no credit.
I do, because
They was ahead of their time, like fucking Alexander the fucking Great. Look up how old Alexander the Great. He passed away like he was 22, whatever. Black Panther Party, they did their thing when they was like 20 years old, 19, 20, kicking hella game, doing hella shit. Everybody started this shit when they was young. They built the Manosphere shit 2.0. These was young gunners in their 30s. They wasn't 40s. Now they up in age, but they was kicking this shit in their 30s. Some always had the vision when they was fucking young ass kids, like 8, 9, 10 years old in their teens. Always had the vision going against the grain, bro.
That's when I had the vision of being a broadcaster. I was 10 years old.
Like, this shit is crazy.
Listen, when Charles, Matt, and I got done with our conversation, Matt hung up, Charles hung on with me, and he said, how can I turn this what we just did into something special. And I encouraged Charles to like go through YouTube. And we sat and talked about it for a good hour. This is after we had a 3-hour conversation on the air.
Wow, yo, that's incredible.
Charles was
way ahead of his time, bro.
Charles was kicking real when I met him.
Bruh, used to go, bruh. When I met him, bruh, I used to go against all this shit. Like me and Charles used to go at it all the time, yo. Cause I used to call him like Big Baby from the Boston Celtics. So let me apologize to Charles. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all the motherfucking law, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? Hell, I don't believe in none of this shit. Fuck all it. Yo, cause he seen the fruition of it. Back looking on it, man, I highly apologize. Bro. And I remember the platform, which I won't say is his name, you know what I'm saying? He an ass motherfucker, you know what I mean? He ain't kept it all G'd up from the feet up, you know what I'm saying? He should have took that little diss on the chinny chin and shit, you know what I mean? But anyways, know what I mean? That's when me and Charles, I was like, yo, Charles, man, nah, man, you got it, man. Like, yo, I apologize, bro. Man, I remember that live stream and everything to this day. You did?
Charles was like on it when I met him.
That's a fact.
Which I found, and I'm going to post on my YouTube page, the conversation Matt, Charles, and I had back in 2016, which lasted, like I said, a good 3 hours. And we had only planned to talk a half hour. We only planned to talk a half hour. 3 hours later, we didn't want to hang up. We didn't want to hang up. I had engineered it from my studio in LaPorte, Indiana. And as soon as I pressed the button and everything, we were off to the races. We were off to the races. Yeah, we were when I first started in broadcasting in 1995, we were trying to look for different ways to get on the air because no radio station wanted to take us on. We were at Chicago State at the time. No radio station wanted to take us on. That's the crazy part. No one wanted to take us on. You still there, Charles?
I'm always here.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, man.
See, I can't wait till next year. I'm telling everybody a year early. Get the BlurredCon. We're going to do a meet and drink. Y'all want to take pictures with the nature boy, Charles Faulkner? Woo! We don't do meet and greets. We do meet and drinks. So, hey, guess what? People love me. They call me the speaker man at BlurredCon. I didn't know I was a tradition when they said, yo, you got to DJ a show. I said, we're going to do a 30 and over. We're going to play some soul. We're going to play some slow jams. Then we're going to play some of that old school hip hop. You know, top billing, some Wu-Tang, some old school J from the fucking Reasonable Doubt. We're going to play some fucking, some Rakim. We're going to play the shit when hip hop was hip hop. We're going to play when R&B soul was soul, when love songs was actually about love.
You know what, Charles? I may have to add to it. If we make it next year, I may have to add to it and do a nighttime version of my morning show.
Oh, yeah.
Just to talk shit, man.
We're going to talk some shit. We're going to have, matter of fact, go to the BlurredCon website, get you a panel where we could talk about sports, because you know there's a lot of sports heads up in that joint too.
Done.
Go up there, go to the website, let them know that I sent you, because I got the CEO's number up there. When you got a sports show, and we're going to talk about old school sports shows. We're going to talk about who had the greatest defense in football history, which is still the 2001 Ravens. Fuck anybody.
That's a whole fact.
I will fight you with MMA gloves, a mouthpiece, and some headgear. I
He
don't
said
care who you
inmate
are.
gloves, a mouthpiece, and some headgear.
I don't care who you are. You tell me any fucking the Legion of Boom, fuck you. The Purple People Eaters, fuck you. The fucking Steel Curtain,
Hold on.
fuck you. It's about them Angry Birds of 2001.
Angry Birds. Angry Birds.
It's about you know what they call a group of ravens? A murder, and that's what the fuck they did in 2001.
Yo, I ain't know what I was watching. That I was young. I ain't know what I was watching. Paint on their face, looking angry. Yo, they was like people fucking up the definition of angry. They was very passionate. They was men. I wish I went to one of them games. I still haven't been to a fucking NFL game yet.
Man, you gotta go.
Only game I've been to was like a Blue Jays baseball game
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
back in the day.
If you ever want to go to a lit ass fucking football game, go to a Ravens or Steelers game.
Ooh.
I went to one and we torched the fucking Steelers. Man, you talk about old school smash mouth football. The refs had to play.
You know what I just found, Charles? Since we're talking old school football, you ready, Charles?
Yes, sir.
I found the catch with Dwight Clark. I found the original 3-minute video with Vin Scully on the call for CBS of the catch.
I'm gonna tell you one of the greatest catches of all time that made me and my dad jump on the couches was that just Flacco to Jacoby in the Broncos state.
And that which tied the. You know what? Let me find this. Let me find this right now.
That's my supervisor's favorite football team, the Broncos.
When he threw that catch, I mean, Flacco stepped up in the pocket.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, he threw that bitch like with some dirty heat, and the cops were chasing him.
And it was colder than shit.
What the fuck?
It was cold. It was colder than shit that day.
It was colder than a fucking ex-wife in a Republican's heart.
Yep. I believe this is.
I gotta write that shit down.
I don't know if y'all can hear this. I'll try it. This
Boy,
is the
he
television
threw that
call.
football. He had dirty heat in his back pocket and a half a kilo in his fucking band. Boom! Threw that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been on many a foot chases when that motherfucker threw that gun, and you be like, "Damn, that nigga would have been a hell of a quarterback."
That's why I always kept my job. Every time the Broncos win, I used to talk to my supervisor and be like, yo, y'all won the game, and talk to him about the Broncos. He couldn't stand me though. But once I talk about giving praise about the Broncos, okay, you got it, yo. If you get overtime, you get this, you get that. You get to chill on the break for a minute. You used to see me in the break room and shit. You know what I mean? I ain't even working this shit. I'm just lollygagging. I'm a teenager, whatever the fuck, doing what I do. But I talk about the Broncos though. He used to give me a little pass. Though. But he got over that shit real quick.
Why are you surprised?
I'm never surprised about no shit like that.
I
didn't know. I know I fucked up, and I take full responsibility of that. But it was this me looking back on it, like, yeah, I know.
Here you go.
I know.
Hey, Charles.
I know.
Charles, I have a present for you. And here it is. 2013, courtesy of CBS. Greg Gumbel and I believe Dan Dierdorf on the call at Mile High Stadium in Denver when this happened.
He's got great speed, but that's not going to get it done. Flacco stepping up and throwing deep down the far sideline. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacoby Jones.
Dude, I can tell you we were on 2841 West Lafayette Avenue, and we were on the couches, on the floors, yelling. And when we won that game, we were like, bring on, we beat Manning, bring Tom Brady, we were in Tom Brady's ass like an evil enema.
28.
We were in his
I remember that championship day. I was dating my daughter's mother at the time, and the 49ers had the first game. We were a lot of people in the building. I was in were sniped because of the Ravens and the Patriots, and I said the Patriots were going to lose. I wound up making $300 that day.
Oh yeah, that was so beautiful when we brought Brady to his knees. When fucking
Several times.
Haloti Nada chased his ass. Haloti Nada, Marshall Yonder, Haloti Nada should be the next Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
And Suggs.
I think this went 2 overtimes, didn't it?
We went into we scored.
I know it was overtime.
We won the overtime because
Yeah.
And when people was like, "Oh, but y'all got Brady," and then we were like, "Oh, we got his ass."
Yeah, you did. What do you have? 9? What did I have? 9 sacks that game?
Oh yeah, we were in.
I think he had 9. I think he had 9 sacks. Yep, that went double overtime.
Oh yeah,
This game here, and I'm about to download the full game because it's the original CBS call.
As a matter of fact, motherfuckers had us down and out against the fucking against the 49ers.
I didn't. I knew better.
And I said, "Oh, this is Ray's last game too."
Mm-hmm.
People was like, "You're so professional. What was your thought about us going against Brady, nigga? Please." I said that to my commander. I was like, and he was a white dude. I said, "Nigga, please." I said, you think Ray going out on his last limb, them boys are not gonna fuck around and win that shit for Ray and themselves?
And they did. You know what this is the perfect sound for you. You know what the Ravens defense said that day? Super Bowl 47 in the Superdome?
Oh, good job, bitch!
That's exactly what they said.
Oh yeah, they said, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Yep.
Boy,
they found out.
they came in that bitch like some fucking monsters. They came in there like there was a point to be proven, and they did it.
Oh, you know what? I think we get to see y'all in November this year. I think Baltimore comes out. Matter of fact, let me find out. Because we discussed it this morning on the show. Hold on a minute. Oops. Okay. Let me check out the 49ers because I know we got y'all on Sunday Night Football. Okay. I'm gonna read through this schedule right here. And I originally said 14. Where's Baltimore? Right here, week 16. And it's on Christmas. That just ain't right. We got a possible Super Bowl preview between my team, the 49ers, and Charles's team, Baltimore Ravens, on Christmas Day. I ain't going to sleep. I am not going to sleep on Christmas.
Oh no, that's gonna be great.
That's a Super Bowl I believe if everything falls right for both teams, that's a Super Bowl preview. I really believe that.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of people with shit to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of shit. Man, you're gonna have your boy Lamar. You're gonna have ODB or OBJ as they call him, but I call him ODB.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, ODB has something to prove.
Oh, he's got a lot to prove.
Matter of fact, I even predicted that he would get the first score of the Super Bowl, and I predicted that shit. I got some good money off of that, not only on Madden, but also in real life. I said he's gonna get that. See, he gonna get the first touchdown because niggas been like fucking doubting his ass.
Yeah.
And then we got fucking what's his face too? We got what's his face? We got Jadeveon Clowney.
Jadeveon Clowney.
And
Man.
he's looking for an aggressive team like this.
Man, listen, your team and my team have a lot to prove.
And he's gonna come in there. I mean, you get him and Owe on the line as outside linebackers. My God.
That's going to be a great game on Christmas night. That is going to be a great game and a possible Super Bowl preview on Christmas night. I said it.
And I'm gonna tell you,
I said it on August 22nd. Mark it down.
Did you see the DJ cuts Tay Flowers made in the preseason game today?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, he was cutting like a DJ. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
and they like, yo.
He was cutting deep.
And I mean, he made multiple people miss.
He did. He did.
And remember, that's not even our starting quarterback. That's what makes it scary.
Yep. Well, I'm happy our starting quarterback is fully healthy.
Think you still got OBJ?
Mm-hmm.
Then you still got that grown man named Mark Andrews.
Hey, Mark Andrews.
The top 2, top 3, number 1 fucking tight end in the league. People be like, why do you say he's the number 1 in the league?
Listen, there are 3 great tight ends in the NFL right now, and I'm not even ranking them. I'm just saying who they are. Kelsey, Andrews, and Kittle. That's it.
And they all in the same league.
Yeah, they are.
There's not one better than the other.
Mm-hmm. 2 in the AFC, 1 in the NFC.
When the motherfucker got horse collared and caught it with one hand, I was like, "Oh my God, he is him."
Did you see the catch that Kittle made against the Cowboys?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and the offensive line for the 49ers, who I really believe is going to hold up for them this year, gave Brock Purdy so much time. He wound up and threw a bullet. Kittle wasn't even a part. Listen, with that play, Kittle wasn't even a part of the route. He wasn't even part of the route.
See, this is the evolution. What we're seeing right now is the evolution of the tight end position.
That we are.
Because these tight ends are blazing people over. Mm-hmm. Not only can they run you over, but they can burn you.
They can run, but they not only can run you over, they can run by you. They can run by you.
And you're dealing with a 270-pound man who's at least 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
And he's
How tall is Andrews? 6'6"?
Oh, 6'5", 6'6".
And I think Andrews is 6'6". I know Kittle is 6'4".
You know, here's a little known story. Me and my nephew were dressed up as like CEOs. We said we gonna put our good clothes on for this Halloween, right?
Right.
I didn't know that we met Mark Andrews and Brandon Williams, and I was like, "Dude, you look so fucking familiar." He's like, "Yeah, I play for the Ravens. I'm Brandon Andrews. I'm Brandon Williams." I said, "Oh my God." I said, "That's where I know you from." And I have a picture with my nephew, and we got it. I'm gonna post it.
Nice. Yeah, Andrews is 6'5". 6'5" and 256.
Big motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Big. When you're fucking tight ends never used to be that fucking big.
No.
Big pro wrestling looking motherfuckers. Like you got guys who coming off the NFL, and shout out to Big Cat Ernie Lang.
Yes.
who was the predecessor to a lot of guys having a successful NFL career coming into the pro wrestling, that big and that agile,
Yep.
that powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. If one day I'm gonna get all your pro wrestling buddies, because one day on a Saturday or Friday, I'm gonna tell you why the 90s, from 90 to 99, was the best time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I'll
I
even go as far.
cannot wait for that.
I'll even go as
So
far.
yeah.
I'll even go as far as 89. When
Mm-hmm.
you had the three match series between fucking Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat.
Oh my God!
And one of those were in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of those was in Chicago.
People be like, "How much of a pro wrestling purist are you?"
Mm-hmm.
All my Padawans, I mean, they're slowly becoming Jedi Knights on their own right. But I
Yep.
said, if you want to look at pro wrestling, watch the Marquis of Queensberry Cup between Lord Steven Regal and Ric Flair.
And Ric Flair. Yep.
And guess what? You ain't need a storyline. You ain't need a promo. You ain't need no gimmicks. You just needed some old school grappling and wrestling. And you were so entertained by the skill of both men. People be like, Ric Flair wrestled the same match. He wrestled not with Steve Regal. It was not going to be allowed.
Mm-mm.
Because both men said, you're not going to embarrass me. I'm not going to embarrass you. We're going to put on this fucking heat.
Yep.
5, 7 matches between them both. Straight wrestling. And this is for free. I was like, oh my God. Like, people don't even understand. I know the strong style in Japan. I know the shoot style in Japan. The submission style. The grappling style of fucking European. The American style was meshed so well.
Yep.
Here's another match people don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Bret Hart versus Bob Backlund on Superstars on Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that match.
Well, that's when Bob Backlund finally went heel.
Yeah.
And revitalized his career.
Finally turned heel.
And that was like the revitalization of his career. That was a great match. I mean, the 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. I mean, you had so many great matches. I mean,
You did, man. You did.
That's why I'm going to talk about. I said that 89 to 99 period. That's when you had your best. You had the NWO come out in what, 96?
Yes.
The greatest storyline of wrestling history. You had the coming of The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll even go back to when you had one of the greatest tag team matches of all time between Dr. Death Steve Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy versus the Steiner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You had Sting versus Vader.
Yep.
Rick Rude versus Sting. You had Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. Shit, you had a lot.
You had some great matches.
You had Macho Man Randy Savage. I think that was their only wrestling match against Shawn Michaels, and that was their only match, I think, against each other.
It was the only one they had.
Macho Man was the second second title reign. That was a great fucking match, man.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you had Bob Backlund going to Japan. You had Kazuki Kasaki and you had Great Muta versus Arn Anderson. Great Muta versus Sting. You had Kazuki Kasaki versus Sting. I mean, you had some legendary and people don't realize a lot of these matches that you had were not even on pay-per-view. They were like, yeah, but you know this I said, trust me, whatever the fuck you seeing, you're gonna be like, why the fuck did we get this? I said, I'll show you a match. I showed one of my guys a match between Vader versus Sting for the King of Cable, and he was like, yo, this is better than the last 5 years of shit that I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same here. I mean, I first got into wrestling. The year I first got into wrestling was 1984. And I was watching WWF. I was watching NWA, AWA when it was still alive.
When you had AWA, when you had fucking Rick Martel as champion, and he was beaten by the match between him and what's my band name? Mr. Lariat.
Barry Windham,
Stan Henson.
Stan Henson, Stan Henson.
You know, this guy right here, you know, like, let me see if I can find the clip. Boom!
Ow.
The Lariat, Stan Henson. I mean, you had such great shit. I gotta do that on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, let me know when you do it. I'll definitely hop on. The
Mhm.
first tag team, I tell you what, the first two tag teams that I fell in love with were the British Bulldogs and the Rock and Roll Express.
The first tag team that made me love tag teams was the Hart Foundation,
Yeah,
and then the Steiners.
the clothesline with someone holding you up.
And
I
then
love
they,
that thing.
and then they did the top rope DDT, the Franken. People forget that Scott Steiner did the Frankensteiner way before Rey Mysterio came on the scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Scott was doing, man, Steiner was doing that shit.
Check your DM.
Long. Say again?
I was raised a different way.
It was like, yo, when you had that era, man, that was like the innovators of violence.
Yeah, it was.
And here's another thing. That's when ECW was picking up traction.
Yes. Yes.
You had RVD versus Bam Bam Bigelow,
Mm-hmm.
Sabu. I mean, you had a lot of brothers out there, man.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You had a lot of great matches that people didn't even fucking acknowledge till 20 years later. All right, Snowman, we about to do our last thoughts. What's your last thoughts?
Don't let anyone tell you you can't beat anything, because this is a man that has beaten cancer, and haven't beaten the state yet because they still won't give me any aid. So I have to find something to go back to work and still do my radio show. But I've done it once before. I can do it again. I've handled my radio show and my broadcast. I've done it. I've done this before. Now I'm getting stronger every day, and I can do it again. But don't let anyone tell you, especially gentlemen, don't let anyone tell you can't beat anything. That's bullshit, and I'm living proof.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just for you guys, go to Snowman Media, like, share, subscribe, donate to the channel. Woo! And guess what, folks? Hopefully you enjoyed this lesson, and we out.